Good morning. It's 21st, Friday, 7:18 my time. We have news in about 12 minutes. We're already set up for it. Today is going to be what? It's CAD, core CPI, and retail sales. Retail sales typically moves. Doesn't mean it's gonna, but typically it does. So we'll see. And make sure everything's set up. $10.21, 7:30, and we are good. Alright, other than that, let's take a look at the markets real quick. GBP had a quick drop here, like 2 minutes, 20 pips. GBP's just been acting really weird lately. It's been difficult to trade. Euro has been flat as hell. What did we have? Like a 6 pip drop, but it was flat for 2 hours with a 9 pip range. UJ is still flat as hell. This isn't looking too much like a good day to be scalping. The bad thing is this range is so small I can't even trade bins on it either. So this is USD CHF, flat as hell too. Max we can get out of this is 8.7 pips over the last 2.5 hours. That is a horrible range. I mean, that is just flat as hell. Hopefully the US, it's already open pre-trading and live trading in an hour, or the bell in an hour. It is not looking like a very sexy day. GBP is the only thing. If you have TAPFX, you could have been riding this all the way down. Because I think my daughter just got her cat in because he ran out. All of a sudden he's getting to that age he wants to be outside. I think it's because there's girls' cats out there. GBP would have been a decent ride down. The only thing I will say, and I said this earlier, was the moves. Like this move right here is this move. It was too quick to actually catch. You can see that candles, it was taking about a minute for each one of these candles to form. When this one hit right here, it dropped. This whole move here was less than a minute, really. And it popped up, and now it's popping back down. So it's kind of difficult to catch those moves unless you're staring at the chart. Now, as for today, since this is the only chart, I'm not trading it now because we're in the 10-minute news window. But this is the only chart that's moving, so we might just focus on one chart. Because Euro's not moving, UJ's not moving, and USD CHF is not moving. So we might end up coming back to GBP and watching it. But, God, I need more coffee. But other than that, let's see how this goes. Remember, guys, if you're trading with the news, the idea here is you want the straddle tight, but not too tight. We're going to talk about that, because if it's too tight and you get popped before the news, then it's going to open a trade. There's several things that contribute to that. One, you get a huge move in one tick. Two, your computer isn't fast enough. Three, your MT4 is laggy. It's a couple things. We're going to go over that today too. If the markets are flat, what I'll probably do is show people how to clean up their computers. That's about all I could think to do. And what do we got? 7 minutes still. Here, hold on one second.
Good morning, everyone.
There, she wanted to say hi. Grandma should be here in a minute. Alright, so we got 6 minutes left here. It's kind of boring. Trying to think if we missed anything. Robin, on yours, the only thing I could see. Give me a second, my daughter wants something. She wanted to let me know that she got the cat. And then she tells me get back to work. Oh, so what was I going to say? Robin, on yours, the only thing I can see, and if you want to send it to me, send me your actual trade, like go into the journal and send me the trade so I can see the exact times, because what I think happened is it looks like you got stopped out by when it hit 4.9 on the spread. It looks like you got stopped out. John, if you watch this, I started looking at yours about the one that triggered early. That's what I was talking about. We want to make sure our straddle isn't so tight that we get popped early. Because it says that the EA shut down due to wait after, but you still had a trade pop. That means that the trade popped before news. But we can confirm on both those. This one, as you can see in my settings, I'm doing a six pip straddle because I expect it to move. On duds, I'll do a 5 pip straddle. I know Robin does a 4 pip, but that could become problematic because that is really tight. It might not be problematic if the news is calm and your PC's running really fast and your internet connection's good. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Grandma's here. Okay, we've got, what do we got? 3 minutes. I'm gonna mute real quick, just go say goodbye to my daughter. Okay, cool. They were already out the door by the time, so I just got to wave. Oh. So what was I talking about? I don't know. And like I mentioned, if the markets look this flat, we'll probably go into a little bit of MT4 cleanup and PC cleanup. I haven't done one of those in quite a while, so things have changed a little bit on how you can get it done. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing else then. We got, what is it, 7:27, 7:28? We had about a minute and a half till news. If you have questions, whatever, hit me up. I'm just checking out everything. And GBP might have been worth getting up for. I was getting up at like 435, but the markets this week have just been kind of flat. I mean, even a couple people have been complaining. And then they pick up, out of nowhere, they pick up speed. GBP's just been completely weird. Cable, like Asia session, it's been taking off, and it typically never does that. So next week I might actually trade it. If it continues to do it, I might trade it during the Asian session, the Aussie Asia. I can't talk today. I should really just give it up. So what are we? 7:29. We got 40 seconds, 50, 45 seconds till news. I'll start the recording at about 10 seconds out. If you're in the news group, guys, I do highly recommend recording your trades and then use VLC to replay them. There's a bunch of free options out there. I can maybe that'll be one of the things I can do today too, is take a look at free options for recording. Reason is you can go back through VLC then and play it one frame at a time, and it really helps you breaking down and dissecting the trade. Alright, so here we go. 10 seconds, we're going to see some action. Our spread is at 2.5. It is picking up, so we might have a mover here. Typically, you can tell, yeah, it bumped up to 4. So I'm at 6 pips, so hopefully that's going to be enough. And there we go. It's looking like a nice one. Keep squeezing up, bitch. If I was really greedy, I could go ahead and close it here. As you can see, the stop loss is just trailing along nicely. This is actually just a perfect little trade. Holy hells. And here we're going to get stopped out probably. Spread is already back down to normal, so this is one worked out perfect because the spike upwards worked with the spread. And now we have a normal spread, so it'll hit there maybe, and we'll get closed probably. But, I mean, that was just a perfect trade. I forgot to record it, son of a bitch. Oh well. So that was just a freaking by the book perfect trade. That's what we're looking for. And that's the trade right there. Let's see, what did we grab? I don't have everything loaded up on this one because I emptied it out. 32.8. 32.8. So I grabbed 32.8 pips. Okay, so not to make this one too long, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording. Take a 5-minute break. Ended up with 32.8 pips on the US CAD trade, and I forgot to record it, so I won't be able to review it. So actually, let's go ahead and finish off the review of the trade. So it was 32.8 pips. This was just a perfect mover. I mean, it was. The spread went up a little bit, but price kept moving up. No real pullbacks on it. By the time price got up to here, the spread had normalized, so we got a nice run out of it. Because if the spread isn't normalized, what'll happen is it'll get to here, and as soon as you get a down wick, it'll close out. But it was just a perfect little trade. So what's the next step? We need to update our spreadsheet. So we're going to go to Open Data folder. MQL4. Oops, sorry. MQL4, and then Files. Today is the 21st, so US CAD on the 21st. And trade time was at 15:30. scroll down to 15. Let me just say... Just checking to see if someone's in live. Sorry. 15:30. Let's take a look. Okay, hey Paul, for slippage, since you're in live chat, what we're going to do, since the markets are looking pretty flat, what I'm going to walk through is an MT4 cleanup and a PC cleanup. That will help out slippage a little bit. It's the best thing I think to do on today, because if you've seen the markets, oh my god, I mean, look at this crap. Flat, flat, flat. GBP USD is the only one that's moving a little bit, and I'm not too overexcited to trade that one. Like USD CHF, supposedly it's heading up, but look, I mean, Jesus, that's a 20 pip range, but it's not doable really. Because if we look over here, this was the first move in the last 2.5, 3 hours. And it was probably related to the news releasing. Okay, so let's get back to the spreadsheet real quick. Remember how I said that we could tell this would be a mover? Before news even hit, you could see the spread started increasing. This is where I think, and well, they say news releases are, the big banks already know what's going to happen with news releases, and you can tell because on duds the spread does nothing, volatility does nothing, but on the ones that are going to move, always the spread starts bouncing everywhere. So for the spreadsheet so far, we found a 5 pip at the max, and that's about it. This trade, so a 5 pip max spread, that's not too bad. I'll have to check on my live end what I got. My live end, I did not catch 32 pips. My live end, I only caught 26 pips. So, but I mean, still that's pretty good. I mean, it's very good. Compared to the move, which was, let's take a look, what was the total move? And see if I got my 30%. The first candle was 44.9, I got 26, I'm sorry. So I got 26 times 2, yeah, I got over half of the move. So that's perfect. Paul, did you get at least 30% of the move? It was, the first candle was, what did I say? 45, and you said you got 13 times 3, so that's, you got a little bit below 30% of the move. So that's not too bad, actually. One of the other guys, he was on live also, he had a, oh wait, let's see, he had 13.7 slippage. He grabbed more than 15 pips, so 15 times 3 is 30, 45. So you did get, Paul, you did hit, yeah, you got 15.4, so you were right on target. You got about 30% of the move. So that's what we're looking for. Catch 30% of the move, or take a small loss, or take a small win, or get a dud. Rinse, repeat, do it over and over and over. Like I said, since the markets are looking kind of shit-assed, we are going to be taking a look at speeding MT4 up. And remember, if we can maintain the small loss, small wins, then the money's just going to pile up. And I mean, I don't mean to say that like it's super easy. You have to expect, and I know Robin's not here right now, but Robin he's a little bit, how would you say, dissuaded, because he was doing super good, and there was a mistake made that burnt a chunk of his account. But, well, he was doing okay on live, but he started getting outside of he started going live with the full money management when I don't think we were quite ready for that. I think he should have still been on 0.01, but he was doing 2.5% ahead of time. You want to have a couple catastrophic failures and show them to the group before we jump in, because there's going to be, and his was just a simple mistake that could have been avoided. That's why I say do your first 30 days demo, do your second 30 days at 0.01, and then I'd honestly say do the next 30 days at 0.01. Reason B, you can see this shit works. It's gonna work for you. You're gonna have hiccups, but normally your profits are gonna be big enough not normally, your profits are going to be big enough that those hiccups, once you get rid of them, the small win, small loss evens out. The only thing that can really fuck you over on news trading is the slippage. And today we'll go over some of the things that we can do to help with slippage. Going extreme is getting a VPS. That is your last step once you're making money, is get a VPS that is in the same data center as your broker. That's going extreme. But right now, you should be able to do your 30 days demo, do your 0.01 for, I highly recommend doing it for 60 days. So that way, any little screw up that's going to happen is going to happen during those 60 days. It's the best way to do it because you're going to make mistakes during that time. But 90 days of setting up for this. You also want to make sure you get into a habit and set up a routine. For me, my routine is I set up in the evening, and then I just let that MT4 go. It runs on a desktop or a laptop to the side here, and I don't mess with it. I just let them run. But you need to be in a routine. Now, everyone doesn't have that option of having a laptop, so you can that makes it a little more tricky. But you can also, one of the things I like to do is I like to record them, not on my live one, but I run a demo and record them so I can see what happens with the price. Because I like to record it, which I failed miserably to do today, and then I go to VLC, which is just a free program, and you can hit, I believe it's the E button or the N button, and it plays it frame by frame by frame. Because you can see what happened. Now, the EA is not perfect. It does record your ticks, but like in the case with Robin, what I think happened is there was a 4.9 he got up to 4.9 pips on the spread, and I think spread plus that let him hit the EMA. I'm pretty much 100% sure. John's case, what I think's happening, I think his PC's a little slow. I'm not saying that to be mean, but I think his PC might be a little bit slow because what I'm seeing is more slippage than anyone else in the group. So that's why I think today might be time well spent on cleaning up MT4 and cleaning up the PC. Hold on, someone sent me a message. Someone wants to pay me to clean up their PC for them. I'll think about it. It is automated the way I do it, so I'll think about it. But if you're in the group, I'd do it for like $10. Yeah, how about that? But well, I'll think about it. Actually, just please let me think about it. I mean, I like to help out and all, but if today's a boring day, yeah, I'll think about it. Okay, so by now you should have reviewed your trade, entered it in your spreadsheet. Good job, Paul. You hit right on the target of about 30% of the move. The slippage, 13.7. That is, we'll see. Like I said, let's clean up we'll go through the PC cleanup and the MT4 cleanup and see what we can do to get that, see if we can improve that. Slippage is all about internet performance, the time it takes your order to go from you to your broker and back. So because your order has to get filled. So from the milliseconds it takes when that trade triggers, it then sends a signal to your broker saying, I want to buy or sell this much of that pair. Then your broker says, okay, we do have that available, here you go. And then it sends the signal back and you're filled. That's what is called a fill. So if your computer's a little slow, if your internet's a little slow, whatever the case may be, then we can hopefully work on it. I mean, most cases, slippage is something that we can deal with a little bit by cleaning up the computer. So I think that would be time well spent. What do we got here? This is GBP USD. It's pulling up. Went green. Everything's below 1. We have almost 4 pip candles. I might take this just as a test. It's a small. This will be a small one to test. Don't have much faith in this. I think it will pull back. We do look over here. And then I'm going to stop the recording after this trade. And then we'll come back. And if the market still looks flat, we'll go ahead and we'll start off with cleaning up MT4 and your computer. I'm doing this one really small because I do not have zero faith in it. We're below the previous swing by about 2 pips due to the spread. But look, it went green Here's the 100. Now, what was the weak point of this trade? If you remember me saying, this faster had not crossed the slower yet. So if I would have waited for the faster to cross the slower, I might not have gotten as many pips, or I might just lose my ass here, but we will see what happens. Again, now let's talk about, is the market moving? Yes, it is. Here's the 5-minute mark, and here's the 1-minute mark. Candles are moving, so we do not have a slow-moving chart. Average candle size is 3.1 to 3.4, so we do have good candle size. So what we have is a chart that is moving. Now that could be bad for me because I was greedy and didn't wait, but again, like I said, this is just a test at a small size. But if we look, let's look at Euro. You see how these candles are all up into the 5-minute mark for the majority. This is a slower moving pair, and we're below 2 pips, so that's a warning not to touch it. This one again, below 2 pips, and look at the candles. These are up into the 30 minutes. This is USD JPY. You should look at this pair and say, fuck, no, I'm not trading that. USD CHF, again, look at how high the candles are. 15 minute, 15 minute, 5 minutes. So candle size is below 2. The only pair that we have that is reasonably tradable is GBP USD. You should be able to take a look at your charts using TAPFX and just do that. That is your pre-trading right there. 3 charts, no trade, 1 chart, possible trade. This was a quick test one, low lot size, just to see what's going to happen. We did go green here. When we went green, remember, this was an early entry because the fast had not pushed through the slow, so we'll probably get stopped out. It was a good possibility that we might have a run up because of the big run down. I'm not too concerned about it. Again, this was just a small trade to test the waters, so we don't really care what happens with it. And it closed down, so what can we do? We can either let it stop or we'll just close it. We got the opposite signal to get the hell out. It's as simple as that. I jumped out because signal went bad. This was just probably, I don't really care what it was. It was a test to get in and out. Now, if the fast crosses the slow, we might jump back in. But for now, let's go ahead and take that, let's see, it is 7:45. I'm going to take a 10-minute break, make some coffee. Then we're going to come back and we'll talk about cleaning up MT4, and we'll talk about cleaning up your PC. That's for guys in the news group. That'll help you. Majors, like I said, 3 out of 4 look like dog doo-doo, so we don't want to touch it. And I can't really think of anything else. Oh, I did think of one other thing. Remember to think about exhaustion like you're walking upstairs when you get into these trades. I know it sounds weird, but think about walking upstairs or walking downstairs. If walking downstairs it used as much energy as walking up. Okay, so a 10-minute break and we'll be back, guys. I'm going to make some coffee, take a pee-pees, and I will be back.